Hi everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to give you a little update on everything that's been going on. There's a lot that's been going on lately. So first is my pediatric rotation. I just finished that about a week ago, and it was 6 weeks of outpatient only with an MD and 2 PAs. I want to say that most of my time was spent with the PAs, or at least 50% of the time was done with PAs, but this was like the first rotation where I started and I knew that I do not ever want to be a pediatrician. So that was fine with me. I did really well on the exam. I used blueprints for most of my studying. I think for the most part I didn't study for this exam, so I'm surprised how well I did. I ended up reading over like 200 pages within the last week or few days of my pediatric exam, and I ended up doing really well. So if you need something to study for that exam, I recommend blueprints. Based on my experience, I guess I put off doing this video for a long time just because I didn't know what to say or anything good to say about my experience there. It was hard going in and hearing people talk about not vaccinating their kids or just saying they don't believe in vaccines when we have evidence or we've done clinical studies and it's shown so much improvement in health. It's all about preventative medicine, and when people come in and just say that they don't believe in it, or because giving a vaccine is just as good as not getting the vaccine, it really hurts me because you're putting your child at risk when they haven't done anything wrong. I actually had this one lady who came in and said that when we asked her, does your baby like to sleep on his back? And she says, oh, sometimes, most of the time he sleeps on his belly. And she has 2 older kids, and then now she has this one. And we told her kids who sleep on their tummy are more prone to SIDS and things like that. And her response was that her mother slept all of them on their tummies and nothing's happened to them. They're all fine. So you just have to do what you gotta do. And it's hard to convince people otherwise when they're, I don't know, it just sucks because I dedicate 4 years of undergrad, and then I'm going to dedicate 4 years of medical school, and then again I'm going to do another 3 years of residency and be hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for patients to tell me what's the right thing to do, because apparently Dr. Google knows more than I do. So that's the thing that was most frustrating about my own pediatric rotation, not including the fact that I worked mainly with PAs. I guess I'm not as mad about it just because I know I don't want to be a pediatrician, but I can see for a lot of my friends who matched into peds, like they would be really pissed if they didn't get to work. I'm paying to become a doctor, to learn from a doctor, and so I'm not saying that the PAs aren't good, I'm just saying that they don't really pimp me the way that a doctor would. That's my little spiel on it. And oh my gosh, I did not get sick at all during the 6 weeks of my peds rotation, which is a freaking win to me because everyone else I knew got sick. Let's see what else. Okay, so that's my peds rotation. So remember how I talked to you guys about that coordinator lady who sucked balls and is really bad at her job? Anyways, she comes back into this story. We had a dean's review where they were asking questions about things like, do you get your rotations on time? Do you know where to go at least a week in advance? And for some reason, no one wanted to speak up. And so I thought for the longest time that nothing was ever going to happen. Recently, I just started internal medicine and I had to miss my first day because this lady told me, or she basically forgot about me, because my original site is in Yakima. I spent 6 weeks in Tri-Cities, and so for 6 weeks she didn't have to see me. I didn't bother her. And so when I came back to Yakima to start my internal medicine rotation, she didn't even know that I was supposed to start, or she totally forgot about it. They didn't have any of my paperwork, and then when she was emailing them, they weren't responding to her emails. long story short, I ended up coming into the hospital on Tuesday, filling out all the paperwork on my own and starting the rotation then. The doctor didn't even know that I was gonna be there, but luckily he was happy and took me anyways. But imagine if he didn't. I would have had to take like another 2-week vacation that I did not have because I took 2 in med school. You only have 4-week vacations each year. I took 2 for Christmas. I'm taking 2 for my wedding. And so if I was forced to take another 2, I would kill somebody. But yeah, so that's how that went. Anyways, today I found out that she is being talked to because there are more people like me who have been complaining, who voice our concerns, and so she's getting a talk. We don't know like what consequences she's gonna get, but it just makes me or us as students look bad because we don't show up on time or they're not notified. So there's gonna be some sort of change coming, at least I hope so. The moral of the story is, like, if you want something, I found that you need to make your voice heard. And I feel that the people who cry the loudest, I know it sucks to say, but people who cry the loudest end up getting their way. So you just have to think about it as this is your future, and your future is basically in her hands. And if she's not going to do anything about it for you, you need to do it for yourself. You need to keep bugging her or whoever your coordinator is, or whatever the discrepancy may be, or whatever you want to do. You just need to do it. Other than that, me and my friends, me and some of my classmates are going to be taking the PE, which is the physical examination for DOs in Philadelphia on Friday. So it's within a couple days. And the reason why it's in Philadelphia is because this is the only site where the test is given. And it's all day. You see 12 patients, write 12 notes. I don't know if MDs have to do this, but I'm sure they do because they're signing a petition not to do this. Anyways, so on Friday we're gonna go to Philadelphia to take this exam, and we're gonna be a bunch of my classmates, and this is really new experience for me. I've never been to Philadelphia, and I think it'll be really fun and nerve-wracking, and hopefully I won't have a heart attack, and I wish I had propranolol right now. So I'm gonna take you guys with me on this little trip. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll check back in with you in a little bit. Bye. Vlog. Hi, Jenny's vlog. People watching her thing. Hey, Nari and Stacy gonna watch it. Yeah, we're really. So we are waiting for our flights. Where are we going? Philadelphia. Oh yeah, that's right. But no, we have like Minneapolis. There you go. Yeah, express. Anyways, I'm really tired, and I hope Jenny and I can fall asleep on the plane because it's gonna be a long day. Anyways, bye. We'll check back in when we get to the hotel. What? She's like, oh, it's like 7:15 or something. Yeah, 7:15, aka 4:15 in Washington Pacific time. So it's early. We're tired. We have an 8-hour test-ish. Okay. All right. Check back in, you guys, after the exam. How do you feel, Allyne? I feel great. We're gonna done. But I'm cold. How do you feel, Min? Let's go destroy my liver. Yeah, we just finished our exam.
look, a Philly tour bus. Cool. Board exam, or a $1,200 board exam. Freaking expensive. And I wanted to leave you guys with this quote my preceptor told me, and it says, "A life of too much work is hard on the spirit. A life with just play doesn't feed the soul." So all of you going into medicine and you can't figure out what you want to do yet, keep that 2 cents in your mind, okay? And we're out.